these student athletes and musicians have proved
that they are well deserving of this final walk onto the field with the very people that have supported them every step of the way. As they step onto the field this evening, let it be a symbol of the first portion of their lives and come with the realization that all those years of learning and practicing have always been with the support of those that encourage them and escort them tonight. This is the culmination of all those years and all that work. Some of you may continue with the skills you have learned to this point, and others will use those skills that they've learned and use them for another purpose. Either way, your teammates and your friends and family are here tonight to honor you. And to those that are escorting them, that have raised these young adults to walk with pride and have grown into such marvelous individuals. These young adults are thankful for all that you have given them. The blood, sweat, and tears that they've shed has all been shared by you, and that they are stronger now and prepared to not only continue this walk, but to continue this journey of life. Each of them has grown and stands to walk beside you to honor you for your commitment to them. And all those of you preparing for your final senior night at BR Stadium, remember one thing. Wherever life takes you, you'll always be a part of this. You will always be a part of BR. Ladies and gentlemen, we are BR. Our first class of 2024 will be the marching band. Tonight's class of 2024, Mia Barry, being escorted by her parents, Marianne and Brian. Maggie Bustard. Maggie's being escorted by her grandparents, Steve and Nancy. Jeremy Chapman. Jeremy will be escorted by his parents, Kieran and Jill, and his sister, Amelia. Max Doobie. Max is being escorted by his parents, Sherry and Greg. Jacob Gavazzi. Jacob is escorted by his parents, Nicole and Craig. Derek Islas. Derek will be escorted by his parents, Leo and Gloria. Caden McNally. Caden is being escorted by his parents, Dan and Heather. Sahana Ramaswamy, escorted by her mom, Manjuri. Ladies and gentlemen, extra happy 18th birthday to Shahana. Next to the field, Alyssa Renaud. Alyssa is escorted by her dad, Nicholas. Sawyer Ricci. Sawyer is escorted by his parents, Amanda and Mark. Dominic Senna. Dominic is escorted by parents, Michelle and Dave. Sarah Stakowitz, escorted by parents Ed and Lisa. Daniel Turner, escorted by parents Sherry and Stephen. And our final band members, Abigail and Rebecca Wheelhauer, escorted together by Greg and Margaret. Ladies and gentlemen, a large shout of applause for our 2024 Senior Marching Band. Next to the field will be our senior 2024 BR cheerleading team. Out first, Emily Long. Next, Danielle Macau. Up next, Melania Ricci. Coming out to our field next, Shania Rosenberg. Finally, our captain of the 2024 cheerleading team, Callie Falzone.
Charles Bolson. I'm going to walk out with Declan Bailey together.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your senior Trojan football team. Welcome up first, number 1, Quan Bento. Escorted by Paul and Shannon Nicholas and Steph Herod, Shovel Scriven, and Michael Islev. Please give a warm welcome to number 7, Matt Nicholas. Accompanied by parents Beverly and Mike O'Brien, please welcome number 10, Mikey O'Brien. Joined by parents Kevin Doughton and Charlene Doughton, please welcome number 11, Jaden Doughton. Joined by parents David and Catherine Brown, please welcome number 12, Nolan Brown. Put your hands together for number 18, Jaden DePina. With parents Christine and Brian Berry, give it up for number 20, Mason Berry. Joined by parents Brian and Jan Rauscher, give it up for number 21, Brendan Rauscher. Joined by parents Lamar and Laura Lee, number 22, Lamar Lee. Escorted by Shannon Nicholas, number 25, Tyreen Durant. With parents Chris and Diane Catino, number 28, Ryan Catino. Please welcome with Mom Emma and Uncle Stephen Fernandez, number 46, Daniel Fortson. Joined by parents Tracy and Tim and sister Dana, please welcome number 50, Coda Brockmeyer. Give a warm welcome to number 53, Zachary Cardella. Accompanied by parents Mike and Kathy Heikola. Give it up for number 54, Lena Heikola. With mom Anna and brother and sister, get up for number 55, Rolando Mestre. Accompanied by families, mom and brother, give it up for number 60, Declan Fahey, and number 69, Charles Bolson. With dad CJ, number 79, Craig Hopkins. Joined by parents Paul and Karen Cuddy, number 85, Christian Cuddy. And joined by mom Jen Kramer, number 86, Aiden Kramer. And now for your senior captains, up first, joined by Darylyn and Tim Byrne, number 9, Declan Byrne. Joined by parents Rafiq and Rebecca Abbasi. Give it up for number 35, Amin Abbasi. And joined by parents Tracy Forziati and Lenny Forziati. Give number 78, our captain Joey Forziati.
Anything for radio? Need to set anything up, or are you just sitting?
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to your senior class 2024 Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans! Extra shout out thanks to our announcer Jeff for filling in for me while I was out there.
It is senior night, and we welcome you to Bridgewater-Raynham Regional High School as the New Bedford Whalers take on the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans. I am John Luck alongside Antron Peebles. And Antron, I told you I had a surprise at the start of the broadcast because I know you just love surprises.
Yeah.
Both teams are coming into tonight at 1-4. What if I told you that they still have a chance to not just make the playoffs, but for the BR Trojans a chance to actually host a playoff game, as the top 16 teams in each division here in Massachusetts will make the playoffs. So the winner of tonight's game, they just have to win one more game, because to get into the MIAA playoffs, you have to have 3 wins. So obviously tonight is a must-win game with both squads at 1-4.
Wow, that is unbelievable. Win 2 games to make the playoffs, huh?
Gotta win 3.
Gotta win 3. Wow. Well, one of these teams will make it to the playoffs. Yeah, I see that. But, I mean, how do you feel about a 2-4 season? I mean, not a season, but to get into the playoffs. Do you think they can compete once they get into playoffs? Do you think something's going to turn over? I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen these guys play before. 1-4 coming into this game. This should be a good game tonight, John.
Certainly makes it a must-win game for each team, as there's only 2 games left for qualifying. For the BR Trojans, they go on the road for the next 2 against Dartmouth and against Shrewsbury. And for the New Bedford Whalers, they are hosting the Brockton Boxers next week, and they'll host Dartmouth coming up on the 27th. But this really talks to just how important these late season games are, because the records are the records, but a game like this is really important tonight because it's essentially win or go home for whoever loses this game.
Absolutely. The early part of the season, I know Bridgewater, they had some tough games, man. I see that they played Zavarian, they played Barnstable, Marshfield. So those are some tough teams that they have been playing. So, being that they have a 1-4 season, I mean, they've had some tough games, 40-7 against Milford and 41-0 against Zavarian. But they got a chance to come out here tonight and lay it all out on the line, John.
So the BR Trojans will be kicking things away to open up the first half to New Bedford. Number 7, Zachary Nunes, and number 30, Jaron Goodine, are awaiting this kick. And it's a fairly gusty night here. The wind is actually going from, looks like, the bottom of the screen to the top of the screen. We actually had a few kicks during the practice actually come over into the bleachers. Kicking things away, number 15, Jason Kelleher. And we are off and running with a low kick here. That'll go to number 7, Nunes, across the 25, across the 30. Nunes works his way to the 40. And check that, that's actually number 11, Brian Montero Jr., a 5'9" wide receiver. And our first chance here to see New Bedford come out on offense.
That was a nice run, John, back to the 40-yard line. Looked like he saw something beside those hashes. Looked like he was going to take it to the house, but somebody tripped him up at the 40-yard line. Good run back.
So it looks like number 13, Sean Waters, going to start things out in the shotgun position here. Split receiver set. First play is a delayed handoff. This is to number 30, Goodine, across, or near midfield, I should say, up to the 48.
It's a nice run. Looked like he hesitated a little bit. Had a fumble, little fumble at transitioning that ball to the running back. And he got some good yardage on that one there, John.
So a pickup of 6 here for the junior. Number 2, Desmond Brunskill up on the top of your screen. Number 6, Ednilson Semedo on the near side. On the 2nd and 4. Fakes the handoff. And Waters throws this. It's going to be complete into Trojans field here. Across the 35 to the 33.
My goodness.
A nice pickup there for the Whalers to get a new set of downs.
Yes, sir. Yes, it was a nice pickup, John. It looked like he didn't want to go down. As I was looking at the defense, John, they didn't have anybody out there in the slot. On the slot receiver, the New Bedford Whalers, they ran it right at that slot receiver, man. Ran it right behind them. And good yardage, good game for a first down. I think it was a mistake on the defense, John. I really do. It was nobody up there on that slot receiver. They could have threw a hitch and maybe got a little bit further.
Harder's a sophomore quarterback. Gets the handoff just in time, but getting tackled there. That's number 4, Charles Swenson, with a tackle. Had that one scouted out right from the start.
Absolutely, John. You see number 52 come off that edge and hit the quarterback. I tell you what, if you take any more hits like that, it won't be long before he go to the sideline. John, that was a nice hit by number 52, Vincent Tavares. Linebacker coming off the end. He was D and the linebacker.
So a 2nd and 12 coming here for New Bedford on the opening drive of the game. Smedo again on the near side. Waters in trouble, and he's really in trouble as he goes down. Taken down by number 35, Amin Afasi, on senior night.
Amin Afasi. I like that name, John. Yes, sir. Looked like the Bridgewater-Raynham defense is coming to play tonight. They said we're going to go home with this 2-4 win tonight.
A couple of huge stops from the defense, and now a 3rd and 21 coming up as we're 3 minutes into this senior night contest.
Third down.
Three receivers to the top of the screen.
Oh.
A handoff. This is to number 7, Nunes, and Nunes inside the 5, taken down just shy of the goal line. Pulled down by Owen King.
Nice run that was, John. You see they put him out in trips, John, and brought the linebackers out and then ran it right up the gut to open up the middle of the field. That was a nice play by the New Bedford Whalers. Opened up the middle of the field, got the linebackers to slide out on that trips, and went backside of that guard or tackle and took that right up the middle with looked like a draw, maybe been a draw.
How about that play call from Mark DeBrito on 3rd and 21 to go on the ground like that? And now from the 3, Udine trying to fight back to the line of scrimmage. Might have picked up a yard, actually, up to about the 2.
Carried by number 30, Goodine.
New Bedford said, not so easy, not so quick. You're not going to get this victory this easy early. We got a whole lot of football to play, though, John, so, it's a long game.
And these are 2 familiar squads that have annual contests, and I actually remember calling a game a few years ago where BR had a 28-0 lead. New Bedford came back to not just tie the game, but ultimately win the game in the 4th quarter. So New Bedford has certainly had a lot of good luck here.
Right.
As I say that, they're about to back things up, it looks like.
Right. And as you know, the team that make the fewest mistakes win the ball game, John. If you get down there in the 5, in that red area, in the red zone, you got to push that thing in there. You can't go backwards. You can't go backwards and score, John.
So a flag inside the 5, I almost feel like for an offense that kind of helps you out because that kind of allows you to put a few more cards back in the play calling deck. You can maybe go with a run, or you can go ahead and get a quick slant inside, try and create that confusion among the secondary.
Absolutely, John. Give you a little bit more room to work. Give you a little bit more plays to call. Give you a little bit more options. Absolutely right.
2nd and goal, and
looked like they jumped again, John. Look.
This is actually going against the defense, so
okay.
Now we can take those cards back out of the deck and condense it a little bit.
Absolutely.
But a game like this where we mentioned the potential playoff implications, they are what they are. But as a player, do you put any added pressure on a senior night game like this? Because you have a lot of these players who, there are 24 seniors on the team, but there's also friends of the seniors that want to go ahead and have that great performance on their senior night.
Absolutely. You got some guys that's probably juniors that want to get this win, get this victory for the seniors so they can continue to have a longer season or get the opportunity to even move further in the playoffs, John. You're right. You're exactly right.
Waters again in the gun. He was thinking handoff, and that just blew up right in the Whalers' face. And Chuck Swenson again with a key stop brings up 3rd and goal. And New Bedford having a hard time getting the ball across the goal line here.
Absolutely, John. Like you said, some of those cards that you don't have in the deck right now, plays that you can run, look like the quarterback made a mistake and faked it to the wrong side. But like you said, they don't have all those cards in the deck that they can use right now. But they keep going further back. Hopefully they got a little bit more cards in the deck that they can use right now.
A drive that's coming up on about 6 minutes. And no points to show for the Whalers.
Absolutely. We were 1st down and 1 on the 1 yard line. Now they look like they're 3rd down and 10 at the 10.
And Mark DeBrito's going to take a little extra time to ponder this one. He calls the Whalers' first time out of the night. And we talked about what tonight means for the BR Trojans on their senior night. For New Bedford, they want to come in here. They want to spoil the party. I've talked to football players in the past, and when they have a senior day or a senior night, it's kind of that extra bit of juice to go ahead and spoil any plans for the hometown squad.
Absolutely. And usually, like, when you think of going to a hometown and playing them on their homecoming night, you're supposed to lose that game. We coming in as a visitor, they always pick a team that's less than thou to play on homecoming. So they probably got a little chip on their shoulder tonight that we got to go in here and take this homecoming victory away from them and also not let them get into the playoffs, John.
Definitely a festive atmosphere. Members of the Bridgewater Badgers are here as they usually take the field at halftime. We saw some of the middle schoolers help with the anthem as well, as BR continues the tradition of trying to usher in the future. But in the here and now, it's a 3rd and goal. And we have a flag, so this one may be coming back, but nonetheless, it's number 23, Marquise Gonzalez, taking this to the 2. And that was all for naught, as it is holding against the Whalers.
Absolutely. It's coming back, John. Look like we're trying to go back the other way. The New Bedford Whalers, they keep making mistakes here in this red zone. And like I said, the teams that make the fewest mistakes, that's who's going to win the ball game, John. Seem like the Bridgewater-Raynham seem like they're the bend but don't break defense out there. They're putting pressure on the quarterback and definitely controlling the trenches right now.
So we've had 3rd and 2 a couple of times, I believe, 3rd and goal on this drive. Now 3rd and goal from the 20.
I would watch that draw again, John. That seems like a familiar play that's worked for them. Right up the middle. Spread them out and go right up the middle. A gap, B gap, backside.
So Gonzalez is in. Also number 30, Jaren Goodine, who had an important carry earlier on the drive. 3rd and goal. Handoff to Goodine across the 20 up to the 16-yard line. It brings up a 4th and goal.
Are they going to go for the field goal, the 3-pointer, or are they going to go for this 4th and goal at the 12-yard line? Is that what it is? The 16-yard line, 17-yard line.
So it looks like Waters is coming back out. And worst case, if you don't convert, then BR takes over from inside their own 20. So perhaps not the worst thing in the world, but in a game where you have a couple of 1-4 teams who are scratching and clawing for playoff contention, every point definitely matters.
Every point matters. Every point matters, John.
Waters floats it up. End zone. Nothing there. Intended for number 2, Desmond Brunskill. Looks like that was Quan Bento in the secondary helping out.
Good defense. Led him a little too much, and incomplete pass to number 2 in the end zone. You got to lay out for that. You got to give all you got. You got to give all you got. We're trying to get into the playoffs. You got to do what you got to do to get that ball, John. I'm laying down for it, baby.
It's a playoff feel almost here.
Absolutely. It's a playoff feel. Good weather. Cold, not too cold. Good football. Playoff weather.
Perfect lineman weather. We talked about this before we came
Absolutely.
On 1st down, handoff goes to Swenson to the near side, stepped out around the 20-yard line. And before the game, we had the senior introductions, and among those seniors was Ryan Catino, who had his left arm in a sling. Certainly an important part of the BR offense, but the Trojans, for as long as I've done games here, it's been all about the run, the ground and pound attack, and Lou Pacheco continuing this tradition that Dan Buron sparked as far back as the 90s.
Yeah, I can remember when I first came around, they had a big guy named Big Colombo. They had big linemen then. They had guys that they could do that. Like, they got a good-sized line, but they have to have the trenches in control to win on the ground.
Pitch goes to Swenson, goes to the far side this time, looking for some blocking, tripped up, and stopped at the 24-yard line.
He had some good blocking on that play, man. All he had to do was cut back and get off the hill. He might have been still running to the end zone right now, or to the convenience store down the street. Those guys got out there on the edge and was doing their thing. Good run, good run.
Number 4, Jerry Wangswona with a key trip there that really stopped Swenson from having any hopes of getting to that first down marker. But now a 3rd and 2 upcoming here for the BR Trojans. Handoff, they stay with Swenson. Swenson gets the first down, finds some daylight across the 40. And that's where they're going to spot him. A new set of downs coming up here for the BR Trojans as they continue to get number 4 the ball, and he's been getting the job done early on.
Hey, that was a nice run by Charles Swenson. He got on the heels of those linemen, and like I said, he cut back off the heels of the linemen and got upfield a little bit more, got him an extra 5 or 6 yards after the first down. That was a good run, but looked like we got a flag on the play that's bringing that back, huh?
There's a reason that he had a good run that got the first down, as it was a hold. So that first down, take that off the board. It's now a 3rd and 12.
Hey, that'll bite you every time, man. You get a good run, you got somebody holding, bring you back. That hurts. That hurts real big.
3:27 to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless between the Whalers and the Trojans. King on the near side. Declan Byrne may have to throw here for the first time tonight. Gets hit on the throw. That is complete. A huge catch there for number 3, William Porter. Someone that you pointed out during the pregame warm-ups. We had some questions what he was going to look like with that brace on the left knee, but comes up big there on 3rd down.
Yes, sir, he did. Looked like he was a little gimpy in the warm-ups. He might have been pulling a Muhammad Ali move on us. He was kind of limping in the beginning in warm-ups, but nice catch, way to keep moving and giving the quarterback an opportunity to get the ball out of his hands and get to him. First down, BR.
First completion of the night for Declan Byrne, also the first throw of the night for one of the 24 seniors here at the regional. On the sweep, this is number 13, Jace Pinardi, and Pinardi gets wrapped up and pulled down by number 9, Nicholas Arsenal.
That was a good play by number 2. He turned the ball back inside and didn't let it get outside of him. Made the running back turn back in towards all the traffic. That's how you come up and play free safety. If you don't make the play, break down and turn everything back inside, because that's where your help's coming from, John. That's where your help's coming from. That was a good play by the free safety there coming up. Number 2, Mr. Brunskill, Desmond Brunskill.
2nd and 6. Byrne was thinking keeper, but instead gets taken down by Jose Ayala.
Jose said, no sirree, Bob. Don't come up this gap here. You're not going anywhere. Nice play by number 9.
Medical line by number 9, Jose Ayala.
Mr. Ayala. Hello, how you doing? How are you doing?
We are 3rd and 7.
The 3rd and 7 coming up here. Still on the opening drive for the BR Trojans on offense. New Bedford had a couple of scoring opportunities, but flags and defensive stops by the Trojans, keeping the scoreless. Byrne on 3rd down. Completes it for the first down to King. And he'll get it by a couple of yards. As the chains will move here with 1:18 to go in the first.
Hey, it looked like Bridgewater got a nice pitch and catch game. They got some nice tall receivers. Is getting out there running routes. Hey, I'll keep that ball in the air for a little bit and keep that defense honest. Keep them back on the heels, and then hit them with a run up the middle. Keep them back on the heels. Look like they're doing a good job pass blocking and getting that ball out of there, John.
I will say, calling some of the games that Declan Byrne has played in, a lot of his passes usually go outside the numbers. That seems to be his sweet spot, and we're continuing to see that here tonight on that third down pickup.
Absolutely.
Fakes the handoff. Byrne looking to go over the defense into double coverage. Incomplete. Intended, I believe that's Abasi.
You know, that was, even though it was broke up, John, that was a good pass. He put it behind the defender's head so he couldn't see it, but the receiver could see it. He's a pretty good quarterback dumping that ball out there on that hot pass going down to the tight end, man. He's putting the ball where it needs to be, John.
Byrne in his third year as a true starter here at the regional. And continuing to see him grow a little more confidence throwing between the hash marks. I remember last year I called a game. I said that's the only thing that I feel like he's missing, that confidence to throw downfield. And we saw that he felt pretty confident throwing there.
Yeah, he got a good ball. Good ball.
A handoff, and the Whalers had that one all prepared as the handoff went to number 6, Caleb Tripp.
Number 52.
So it'll bring up a 3rd and 14. The final seconds ticking away.
3rd and 13.
In a game that's featured running on both sides, a couple completions for both quarterbacks. As the clock will hit 0, and that is the quarter. As we're still scoreless, awaiting the first points of the night here at the regional on senior night for the BR Trojans, as Lou Pacheco going to round up the troops and has a pretty interesting decision here on 3rd and 14.
Absolutely. I would definitely keep the ball in there. I mean, look like he's got a good passing game going. Keep throwing the ball. Keep throwing the ball. The main thing that I would tell my quarterback not to do is not to telecast those long outside hash throws, because you'll have a defensive back that come up under that and pick that off and take it to the house. So don't telecast or broadcast those throws.
So I mentioned where both teams are. We made fun of the fact, I guess you could say, that they are still in playoff contention, both at 1 and 4. The BR Trojans are in 9th place as of this moment here on Friday night, just behind Wellesley. And as I mentioned, there's an outside chance if things work their way, they could host a first-round game. Still a couple games to play. Meanwhile, for New Bedford, they need a win here. Otherwise, that's the season. They're in 21st place, so obviously they need help from other teams, including next week when they take on Brockton. But for the BR Trojans, they have to view this basically as a playoff game, because if they win, they may still have a chance to do some damage in the playoffs.
Absolutely, and you want to have that opportunity to get in the playoffs, and then, you know, it upsets some teams maybe if you can, you know. But I know they're looking at this game right now at hand and trying to get the victory here today.
3rd and 14. Byrne was setting back, but he got rushed right away. And nothing going there. The Trojans going to have to kick it away. Got to give credit to the New Bedford defense to have that one ready to roll out. The blitz off of either side, getting set to take down Byrne.
Absolutely. They looked like they knew what was coming, John. They rushed the linebackers and got pressure on the quarterback. He couldn't even get the ball off. They were sitting right in his lap, John.
Ayala and Gonzalez in on the rush. And we get a timeout called by Lou Pacheco. A timeout with 11:55 to go in the first half.
Sometimes when you can't get that offense going, or when you know, you keep making mistakes. That my coach, I remember my coach saying, you know, the team that makes mistakes win the ball game, but it's all about field position also. Transition of field position. They punt the ball, and then you have them pin back. So let's play defense now. That's what I'll be telling my team right now. Look, we're going to punt the ball. We're going to push them back within the 20-yard line, and now it's time to play defense. Let's get the ball back, and let's see if we can give some good field positioning, push it in the end zone. Sometimes you have to play that way.
And we've seen a couple of huge stops by Swenson and Abasi on that last opening drive for the Whalers. Kicking away to Nunes and Goodine. Takes a BR bounce roll, and it'll go out at the 27 for the second offensive series coming up here for Sean Waters.
Got the ball on the 27-yard line. Now let's see what BR's defense could do to hold these guys or even get the ball back. Get a good turnover or something like that. Get the ball in field position and try to push that thing in the end zone.
You said it perfectly on that last offensive drive for New Bedford when you were talking about the BR defense. Bend but don't break. They had a couple of plays, 3rd and goal from inside the 2. The BR defense came up huge with a couple of huge stops.
Absolutely. That's going to make a big difference at the end of the ball game, man. That bend but don't break attitude.
Waters completes it to Goodine. To the near side, pulled down shy of the 30 by number 35, Abassi.
Nice hustle, young fella. Don't stop. Get to the ball and bring him down. Nice play by Mr. Abassi.
So a short pickup brings up 2nd and 9.
It looked like he was going to get more than that from that play, right? He was out in the flats by himself, but the linebacker ran him down and caught him from the backside and gained a 1 yard.
Handoff again to Goodine, taken down by a couple of BR defenders. And here comes 3rd down, and that was the most interesting down on that last offensive drive for New Bedford.
Like I'm saying, man, field position is very important in football. Sometimes you just can't get that offense to move the ball or get that offense to get where you need to get to put the ball in across the goal line. So field position is a big thing. Nice punt. Now the defense is holding the bend but don't break. Got the ball on the 27-yard line. 3rd down and long.
4 receiver set for the Whalers. Sets back, doesn't help. Taken down, Amin Abassi. It's his night early on.
Yes, sir. They done found a player that wants to go to the playoffs. He's treating this as a playoff game, and he wants that victory tonight. Look like he's giving all he got tonight, laying it all on the line, John.
So as you said, it's all about field position. The defense coming up strong for the BR Trojans. They're going to have some nice field position here to open up the drive.
Absolutely. Look like if they get this punt, they'll be like on the 50-yard line. That's if it's a good punt, John. He may get it on the 30-yard line. He may run it back. You never know.
High kick, almost blocked.
It hit him.
It took a New Bedford bounce. It hit a BR player, and it may very well be New Bedford ball.
Yes,
that is the case.
Yes, sir. It hit one of the Bridgewater-Raynham players and kicked off his leg. New Bedford got the ball.
Went off of the leg of Vincent Tavares, and
number 52, the linebacker. Like it may be a tight. Yes, sir. You're right. You're definitely right. Mr. Tavares.
So new life injected here in the New Bedford offense. What can they do with it? Some fancy offensive sets there, but only for a couple yards. Handoff went to Goodine, and the stop made by Matthew Nicholas.
Taken down by number 7, Matt Nicholas. 2nd down, 2nd and 7.
And Nicholas has quite the fan section here out in front of our press box. Good turnout here by the BR faithful, and Red Nation coming out as well, supporting the home team. Whalers showing again a 4-receiver set, and they're going to get some extra yards here. Looks like an early jump by the near side of that offensive line, or excuse me, defensive line.
Look like we got a new running back in the game, John. Zari Nunes. Look like a number 30 Goodine, number 30, went off the field, Mr. Goodine, with a shoulder problem. Give you an update on that later.
So Zachary Nunes in at running back. He gets the handoff on second down, gets wrapped up shy of the first down, and pulled down by Tavares.
Seemed like Nunes is a little bit more shiftier than Goodine. Goodine is the bruiser. He hits the hole. He hits it quick. Nunes seemed like he's a little bit more shiftier running back. But I see that Goodine may have went off the field with a shoulder injury.
As you said, they are tending to him right along the back fence. Waters was faking the handoff, and now he's just going to get taken down. Swenson in, number 7, Nicholas in. Everyone wants some of the quarterback tonight.
Man, everybody wants some. I'm telling you, they want to get this victory tonight. Their defense is bend but don't break, and they're coming to play on this Friday night, John.
The Whalers kicked it away. It bounced off of Vincent Tavares' leg. So they had a new set of downs. They had a 2nd and short. They actually converted on that. Now a 2nd and 20 upcoming in a crazy first half.
Crazy and exciting, John. They don't have to get all the first down right now. Get one more big play, then go for the first down, John.
Waters passes to the near side for Brunskill. Brunskill into New Bedford territory, and he took the punishment there. And I think we have a flag.
John, it may have been a late hit on the sideline. Looked like number 7 came in a little late. Number 2, my correction, came in a little late. With a late hit on the sideline, it's going to give him a first down, John.
I was going to say, these are the things, if you're a football coach, I'd imagine just is the worst thing to see on a potential third down. You now not just give them better field position, but also a new set of downs. I'd imagine as a football coach, you have to try and control your own emotions because you're ready to snap on the sideline.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you know, it's tough. Like I said, the small mistakes, man, will hurt you every time. They just gave him a first down with 3rd and 12, 13. It's tough.
And we get a Whalers timeout.
Timeout Whalers.
In a first half that we honestly have no idea what's going to happen. Play to play.
Right, absolutely. Same score, 0-0 like the beginning of the game. We don't know what's going to happen. We've had a close score. We've had fumbles. We've had penalties, late hits. This is an exciting game. These kids are fighting to get in that playoff so they can, you know, keep this season going.
So you see Mark DeBrito with his hand on the head of number 7, Zachary Nunes. I have to ask you, because you were an offensive lineman, did you feel a little better protecting for a taller, bigger running back or someone shiftier like a Nunes? Because I feel like as a lineman, when you have someone shiftier, you have to cover a lot more ground.
You have to cover a lot more ground. Yeah, we had best of both worlds when I played at the University of Tennessee. You know, we had Travis Henry, and then we had Jamal Lewis. So we had a big bruiser that was fast, and then we had a little guy that was shifty, but he wasn't as fast. Actually, Jamal was 6'1", 240, and could run a 4.3. And you know, you look at Travis Henry at 5'10", 5'11", that ran a 4.5. You know, so it was. We had both ends of the spectrum. So
you never know what you're going to get with the running backs.
Absolutely.
And then the quarterback, we knew what he ran at Tennessee.
Oh man.
Taking the direct snap. This is 23 Gonzalez. And Gonzalez to the far side. Mark DeBrito had something dialed up there, but give credit to the BR defense for having their alerts on.
Absolutely. Looked like he came out with a what do they call it, scat back, or put the running back in the backfield, not the normal quarterback, wildcat. That's exactly what it is, wildcat. Had to come to memory and think about it. And a little different look, but looked like you said, BR's defense did their job.
Short pickup for Gonzalez. Waters back in on 2nd and 9. Has Gonzalez in the backfield. Trojans fans making some noise. Handoff to Gonzalez through the middle of the line to the far side, inside the red zone, taken down inside the 10.
Nice run. Like I said, John, the draw, the middle of the field, the draw, look like that's where BR is giving up most of their yards, right up the middle in that A and B gap. They keep hitting that A and B gap. Seem like they found something over there on the New Bedford sideline.
Gonzalez had a 1-yard pickup in the Wildcat just like that, parting the Red Sea, and he picks up a huge gain now, 1st and goal, just inside the 10. They hand off again to Gonzalez. Rolling, the ball came out momentarily.
And looked like the big guy got it back, number 53. Big guy see the ball on the ground, they try to get it. He wasn't going to let anybody from BR get that.
And one of the Whalers slow to get off the field, and that could be trouble. That's Sakari Nunes on the field right now.
Well, that was recovered by the running back once again. Looked like it came loose. Yeah, somebody's down.
So you already talked about the fact they don't have Goodine at 100% at the very least. We don't know if he is going to come back, but potentially if you do go down as Sakari Nunes, then I mean, you're left with option C, which is very talented in Gonzalez, but still that running back core is starting to dwindle a little bit here in the first half.
Right. And that's a big thing. When you come into the latter part of the season, the team that can stay healthy is usually a team that also can, makes it far in the playoffs. It's all about staying healthy, in the later part of the season, 7th game, 8th game of the season. Look like he's okay. He's getting up. He's walking off the field on his own. So we're glad to see that. But look like New Bedford has a 3-headed monster over there, though. So, I mean, you don't want anybody to get hurt. But they do have 3 good running backs, and they all talented.
Right now, Gonzalez staying in the game. He had a huge run to get New Bedford inside the 10-yard line.
Once again, BR has their back against the wall. The bend but don't break defense. Let's see how they make out this time.
Waters in the gun. Hands off. And Gonzalez inside the 5 to about the 3. Give credit where it's due. You think the quarterback has the ball, get your money's worth, but still a pickup there for the New Bedford running back.
Absolutely. He's making that quarterback pay, though. I tell you what, the quarterback will not keep the ball if you continue to hit him like that. He will hand it off. But like you said, they did get some forward progress on the 5-yard line now. Bend but don't break defense. Let's see what they got.
Brunskill and Brian Montero Jr. on the near side. On a 3rd and goal coming up on 4 minutes to go in the first half. Handoff through the middle, going nowhere, brings up 4th and goal. Gonzalez couldn't break through.
You notice, John, that when they get down in the red zone, they can't really spread the offense out like they want to. They can't run trips. They can't spread them out. They can, but they're trying to get up the middle, and that's the best place that they can run the ball up the middle. So I would try to even spread them out, run the trips, spread them out, then go up the middle, beat everybody on the outside and bring it right up the middle of the A-gap, but they're not doing that right now.
Looks like Sakari Nunes coming in here for Mark DeBrito. Whalers have been this close to the goal line in this game. They came up short a couple times.
This defensive stance right now, this can determine the game. A lot of these plays right in the red zone will determine the game. Even though it's early in the game, it's a big impact of the game if you hold them right now.
In a scoreless tie, this is all about those coaching decisions. You saw DeBrito take that clock down as far as possible. Right now, if New Bedford scores, even if they don't, BR takes over with 3 minutes to go, and if they don't score, they have to go 95 yards in just over 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
So a little bit of gamesmanship here between the two coaches.
Absolutely. You got to be smart. You got to think about what if. What if we don't score? What if, you know, they still have a long way to go. You know, and the defense has been playing pretty good for New Bedford. They haven't given up anything big. They've given up short passes, you know, 10-yard runs. They haven't given up anything real big to, you know, take a night. But it can happen, John. You never know what happens.
This has been all about clock management. BR's only had one offensive drive. This is the second offensive drive for the Whalers.
Absolutely.
Gonzalez stays in at running back.
Look like they got trips right, John. Spreading them out.
Waters getting rushed, throws it, nothing going there, got hit on the throw, intended for Brunskill. He thought there was pass interference, but some nice play there by Wetson Alexander.
Absolutely, nice play. It was kind of close, John. I thought it was a pass interference also. He hit his leg when he dove out. No call, no sirree, Bob.
You saw Vincent Tavares letting out some frustration there. Taking down the quarterback on the throw, but now Declan Byrne coming out. And a scoreless game still with 3:01 remaining in the first half.
Now they have to take this ball 90 yards to get on the scoreboard before halftime.
Still 2 timeouts for the Trojans. Posse moves over to the near side. They'll hand off on first down for Swenson. And Charles Swenson picked up a yard or so after all that shifting left and right, if anything.
And this is part of that field position that we were talking about, John. Now, what do you do right now? Do you call a timeout? Do you call a timeout to stop the clock, play field position, try to stop the offense, and get a quick score, and get another opportunity to get a touchdown right here on this side? So New Bedford is out of timeouts. They may have called their last timeout, or did they?
Yeah, that was when DeBrito wanted to go ahead and take the clock down as far as possible.
Absolutely.
He'll certainly take this result here. 2:15, still a scoreless game. Swenson up the middle, no gain. And I'd imagine on a third down, if you're Lou Pacheco, you don't want to give New Bedford any clock to work with. Take this down as far as possible. Now a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Like you said, John, New Bedford has no timeouts. They may have shot themselves in the foot to get extra time to go in the end zone right now. If they had one, look like they're playing good defense. If they had one, it would help them, but they don't. So now, I mean, like you said, Mr. Pacheco should just run that clock down as much as he can.
For what it's worth, the Trojans will get the ball to open up the second half. Byrne taking this on the run. There is a flag, so he may have gotten past the first down marker, but that's probably coming back.
And that's the last thing that you want to happen right now is for a flag to come in to stop this clock. And give them an opportunity to have a little bit more time on the clock to try to stop the offense and get the ball back.
I think you could see Byrne, after he saw the flag, put his head back saying, come on.
Right.
So we move that ball back. It's going to be 3rd down, 3rd and 11.
That's probably the worst thing that could happen right now for them, is to stop that clock with a flag.
So we're going to go inside of a minute before this play.
He's going to hold on.
Hand off to Swenson. And at this point, Trojans just trying to kill off as much clock as possible. Again, they'll get the ball first on offense. And if you're the BR offensive play callers here, even Lou Pacheco, what are you talking to your team about? Because we've only seen the Trojans out on offense twice in this first half.
Yeah, we got to go back in and recalibrate. We got to go back in and cut out the mistakes. Stop the on the sideline hits.
And the Whalers are going to start from their own, looks like 25-yard line.
Hey, this could be dangerous. This could be very dangerous. I know New Bedford, they're going to go, the Whalers are going to throw the ball up in the end zone and try to get them a quick score before the halftime, knowing that they're not getting the ball back after the half, John.
So there's 3 seconds left. You can easily take a knee, but I'd imagine when you're at the 25, we saw Gonzalez rip off a 20-yard run.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely put their trips up top, wide side of the field, throw that ball up and see if somebody can go up and get it.
And a timeout called by BR. They wanted to scout out that play.
Looked like they had number 2 up top with number 1 man-to-man. I think that's where they were going with it. He looked like he got out of the blocks and he had them beat on a fly route to the corner power line, the right side of the field, up top. Look like we got a diaper dandy going on right here tonight.
Potentially a scoreless tie going into halftime here, unless the Whalers can come up with something. We haven't seen Sean Waters throw the ball too much tonight. But as you said, we could see a throwing play here to end the first half.
Absolutely. I think he's going to throw it up to the right side. I think they saw something up there. The slot may try to bring their free safety away from number 6 up top. Looked like they put number 2 down below.
Waters rushed, taken down by Swenson. The ball came loose, doesn't matter, it's halftime, but if you're BR, that has to be the best way to end the first half given all the issues they've had. And after everything we've seen, still scoreless.
Absolutely, absolutely. All the mistakes they made, still scoreless. Bend but don't break defense. Look like they're doing a pretty good job of not letting them get in the red zone. Got a locked game at halftime.
So we talked about BR's adjustment going into halftime. For New Bedford, they had some promising offensive possessions there and offensive plays, especially when they got inside the 5. What are you telling your team as far as taking advantage of those opportunities that you're giving yourselves?
I'm telling my offense, we have to stop making the mistakes in the red zone. We got to stop making the mistakes. We can't jump off sides. We can't give the ball back to the defense in the red zone. We got to bear down and we got to be consistent with what we're doing. They got good plays going up the middle of the field. Look like the middle of the BR's defense is where we need to go. Right in the A-gap, middle gap, spread them out. Let's hit it up the middle. But we have to stop making mistakes in the red zone. We got to punch it in.
Nothing settled here in the first 24 minutes. We'll step aside for halftime here at the Regional on senior night. New Bedford and BR scoreless at the half.
Keep that applause going as our BR Trojan Marching Band takes the field. Drum major, the field is yours.
Hey everyone, are you aware that Bridgewater Television has a multi-million-dollar facility with some of the best equipment available? Are you aware that we have a multi-million-dollar television truck? This year, coming into the new year, we're going to be focused on bringing a higher level of production to all our local sporting events, but we need your help. Are you aware that as a student you can gain credits for coming and working with us and volunteering your time? This year, we want you to come join us and be part of our truck crew and show up at these games, and let's bring a higher level of production value to all our sporting events here in Bridgewater.
Back here at the regional, start of the third quarter coming up, same score as the start of the first quarter. A scoreless tie as we get set to kick off the second half. John Luck, Antron Peebles back here with you, and Antron, this has kind of been a game where the first half was kind of feeling each other out, figure out each other's schemes. Now you have to try and take advantage of those openings that each team gives, because we saw BR with a couple of costly penalties. New Bedford couldn't capitalize on it.
Absolutely, and that's what I would have went in and told my coach. Told my players, hey, we need to capitalize on these big plays that we're making. We need to capitalize and make them count. You know, we can't have these unnecessary penalties. We can't have these things holding us back when we get in the red zone. We got to punch it in the end zone and stop making mistakes.
Each team did have 2 offensive drives. The Whalers had 3rd and goal a couple of times on the same drive, couldn't punch the ball in. BR Trojans continuing to try and find their offensive groove. They're going to get the ball to open up the second half. You see number 1, Quan Bento, and number 22, Carlitos Lamar Lee. And kicking away is Desmond Brunskill. Second half set to kick off. This goes to Lee. Goes to the far side, and he gets wrapped up by number 12, Clayton Peitor Norales.
Like I said, John, the team that makes the fewest mistakes will win the ball game. The team that makes the fewest mistakes in this second half will be the ones that come out as the victors. You have to be disciplined. You have to be consistent in making plays. You have to be the person on the field that's wanting to go get the victory tonight. You have to be that. You got to be demanding of this if you want to be the victors in this game.
So I could be wrong, but it looks like we actually have a new quarterback. This is number 6, Caleb Tripp. He's listed as a fullback and a linebacker. But Declan Byrne not in a quarterback here to open up the second half. And we get a timeout by Lou Pacheco. And Lou Pacheco, when you have a coach going to the hash marks, you know something happened.
Absolutely. He's in the huddle now. Somebody may be getting their face mask pulled. That usually was the scenario when the coach goes in the huddle and he's talking and everybody's around him. Somebody has their face mask in his hand and he's telling how he feels about it.
You could see that when he got out of the huddle. You see it as he walks by the scoreboard there. The light tap on the head of number 60 there for the Trojans.
Right. That didn't look like a happy young man walking out of that huddle, did he, Coach?
And at this early stage of the second half, you just burned a timeout. You don't know how the rest of the second half's going to go. It could come down to a game of clock control, and you just had to burn a timeout because there wasn't something set.
Absolutely. It may hurt him later.
Man in motion, Tripp with a handoff to the near side. This is number 33, Adon Natsis.
That was a nice little run off tackle. A little shuffle to get him a couple extra more yards, number 33. Good run for number 33 in BR.
See Natsis powering through to get to the near side, picking up a couple extra feet. Now a 2nd and 3.
That looked like a busted play.
I thought there was a flag, but nonetheless, they play on, and play on they will. First down pickup for Tripp.
You know, that looked like it was a busted play, John, and it was that may have been the longest run from line of scrimmage, and it was a busted play. Drop the ball.
You can see number 85, didn't know the play was actually happening. And it just comes off of that awkward snap that brushed the turf.
Absolutely. It looked like number 5 might have saved the touchdown right there. Busted play was one of the best runs of BR's tonight.
Up the middle for a short pickup. That's Tripp with the QB keeper. Picks up a couple yards, brings up a 2nd and 8.
Absolutely. Looked like Coach Pacheco went in at halftime. He saw a little something that he wanted to move this offense and be quick. Be quick off the line, get to the line of scrimmage, get set, and run a play quick. Looked like he saw something at halftime that he want to elaborate on and get the ball moving for the offensive BR.
So again, Caleb Tripp, the quarterback, here on this drive for the BR Trojans, a 2nd and 8. Coming up on 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. A handoff. That'll go for a 1-yard pickup to Natsis again. Second carry of this drive for Natsis. Up to midfield.
You know, I noticed the New Bedford Whalers are putting a linebacker right there over their nose guard and trying to disrupt the snap of the ball. He's timing the snap of the ball. Now, what I would do, I would trap that guy, that linebacker coming up in that gap. I would trap him easily because he's blitzing. Trap him, and now he's already out of the hole. Now, I'm coming straight behind him with that running back up his butt and trying to take it to the house. He's taking himself out of the game already, standing up on 2s. Trap him, get right up to that linebacker, and we off to the races.
Go with a pitch here on a 3rd and 5. Ball comes out. It went out of bounds. It'll bring up a 4th down, but certainly the last thing that BR would have needed there, a turnover on 3rd down, as it popped out of the hands of number 81, Dylan Reed.
Like I said, John, we got to hold on to the ball. We have to hold on to the ball. We got to keep it in so we can keep the ball. Look like BR, they're getting a little movement on the offense, but we have to hold on to the ball. If they fumble the ball and turn it over, that'll be another mistake that's made. So we got to squeeze the ball, keep this offense moving. If they don't get over the 50-yard line, if they don't get the first down, now we're playing field position again. We're once in that field position.
So it looks like this is actually coming back here.
So they move that ball back 10 yards, we'll start again. It'll be 3rd down, 3rd and 6.
Looked like I missed the flag on that one, John. I didn't even see it.
It's all right. I'm right there with you.
You know what's confusing me? I'm thinking these referees have pink flags. That's what's throwing me off. They have pink flags, and I was thinking those were the flags on the players, but it's not. Those are pink flags the refs have.
Illegal use of the hands, pushing BR back here. 3rd down. Tripp bullying his way through the New Bedford defensive line into Whalers territory. Running with purpose, Caleb Tripp.
As I said, John, did you see that? They trapping that guy up the middle. They're kicking him one way, trapping him, coming back and kicking 53, and the quarterback's running a draw right up the middle.
It almost looked like Tripp said, forget your blocking, I'm just going to go through myself.
Absolutely. It's a quick block, though, John. As you know, the center's just coming off and snapping the ball and kicking that guy one way, and the other guy's pulling and trapping him. So they're just like switching positions and cross blocking, letting the quarterback run right up the middle, John.
This almost feels like a de facto Wildcat situation here that the Whalers have to look at defensively, because we haven't seen Tripp throw the ball once in this second half. He's listed as a fullback. A man in motion here on 4th down. Tripp was looking for blocking. He's going to be a couple yards shy to the 46, so it'll be a turnover on downs, but definitely BR's most promising drive here tonight.
Right. It definitely was. They were moving the ball a little bit. I would have went right back to what they were getting that first down on, what they got the first 10 yards on. You gotta kick that. The linebacker's standing in the A gap on 2s. He has no leverage. You got the lineman coming off the ball already low, already got leverage. All they have to do is trap block him just to one side, kick the guard or the other tackle, and we're off to the races. That would have got them the first down right here. If they tried to get outside, there it is. New Bedford stops them.
So a turnover on downs. Whalers take over. And Sean Waters comes back out for the Whalers offense. Handoff to Goodine to the far side. He'll get a small pickup, and good to see Goodine back in the game. He was out for most of that first half, and the Whalers were looking banged up because Goodine was out. Number 7, Zachary Nunes, he was out for a good amount of that first half. So good to see the Whalers coming back with a fairly healthy offense.
Absolutely. Looked like Goodine, he was the hoss on that New Bedford's team, and he's back. They might have a little trouble on their hands. Looked like he missed the whole second quarter of the first half, but he's back now, and he's a pretty good runner.
Marquise Gonzalez played a big role in that first half. Waters going deep, and nothing going there. At the very least, did it appear like he was looking for that pass interference maybe more than anything else, trying to get BR to be a little irresponsible in the secondary?
It did. I think number 24 might have cut him off in his route, and he was looking for that pass interference. I don't know if they called it or not. I don't think they did, but he did cut him off. He may have been running a corner route, flag post corner, to get back outside. And number 24 did a good job. Looked like to cut his route off.
So a 3rd and 9. We've seen BR have difficulties on defense a couple times here in these situations. Waters, quick drop back, hit on the throw, going deep, and a flag. Pass interference on the far side. And the Whalers taking advantage again on 3rd down, and a big flag coming out, going to reset things for the Whalers and a new set of downs.
Absolutely, man. It's looking like BR's having a hard time on 3rd downs. Young fella, you have to look back, young fella. You have to look back. As a cornerback, you have to get your head around, stick your hand up through the ball, and knock it out of there. You gotta get your head around. If you don't get your head around on a short pass, you're gonna get the flag called on you.
So you see Waters hit on the throw, I should say. And Bento, he gives up a few inches on someone like number 2, Desmond Brunskill, who comes into this game 6'5", 185, a senior here for the Whalers.
Yeah. He had good defense, but you have to turn your head around. You have to turn your head around. If you don't turn your head around on the short throw, they're going to throw that laundry on you. They're going to throw the laundry on you.
So as I said, a new set of downs here for the Whalers with 7:16 to go in the 3rd quarter. I believe that was Brunskill's 2nd target of the night. Goodine past the 35 to the 34. And the Whalers just chipping away here yard by yard in this game here tonight at the regional.
Absolutely. Number 30, he makes a big difference on New Bedford's offense. He's a bruiser. He's quick. He got good feet, and he hits the hole.
Taken down by number 7, Matt Nicholas. So brings up a 2nd and 7. Again, a Wildcat play. Gonzalez to the far side. Tried beating his man. Spins out of a tackle inside the red zone. And the Whalers are in business here in the 3rd quarter.
Yes, sir. They're finding ways to get their playmakers involved. Number 23, 7, and number 30, they are playmakers. They are coming to win this game tonight, and they're running hard. But
I was going to say, spinning out of the hold there of number 9, Declan Byrne, the quarterback, losing his player there.
Absolutely. But you do know that we do have the bend but don't break defense that's going to play as we get down in this red zone.
Again, they go with the Wildcat formation here. Gonzalez, a flag coming out to the 5. And that may not be the case, as it is going against the Whalers. Again, it's been one of those games of just missed opportunities on the New Bedford side.
Man.
I understand this is BTV and everything, but realistically, the Whalers should be up 21 or 28-0, but the defense continues to step up big for the Trojans.
Absolutely. They continue to make plays. Like you said, on the last play, he saved that touchdown. So it's the bend but don't break attitude that they're playing with tonight. And then you have the new Bedford Whalers just going to shoot themselves in the foot, no pun intended, but just like, with these big plays that they make, but they go back. They come right back. And I continue to say the team that makes the fewest mistakes will win this ball game. Seem like they're fighting to make the most mistakes.
I was going to say, we may need a bonus category here on the scoreboard, mistakes.
Flags, Absolutely. But nonetheless, John, this is an exciting game, good game, hard-nosed football. Both teams are playing hard. They can eliminate whoever decides to eliminate the mistakes.
It almost feels like a Big Ten type of game. A lot of running attack, a lot of hard-nosed football.
It does. It really does. And you know what? The weather's right. The timing's right. And it feels good, and it's good football. Good. Even though we're watching 2 1-4 teams, this is good football.
Split receiver set. Goodine and Gonzalez in the backfield here. Waters in the shotgun. Handoff to Goodine. Goes to the near side. Goodine cuts the corner inside the 10, wrapped up, taken out at the 3. A huge pickup there for Goodine, and the flags come out.
Oh, my. Hold on, young fella. Hold on to your aggressiveness. Goodine just threw the ball at the other player. After making a great run, he gets up the sideline and then throws the ball at the BR player. Young fella.
And that's exactly what it's going to be. You can see the official pulling the flag out right after that happens.
Absolutely. The coach is going to have a few words with that young fella. You have to hold your aggression. And it was even the deep defender from BR, he pulled his helmet. And, it was a little aggressive, but, that's part of the game. It wasn't called, but you have to be aware of your aggression and your temperament on the football field sometimes.
And that's definitely one of the dangers when you have a game like this where you're continuing to try and get the first score, but you're also trying to take advantage of those situations that you continue to bring up, those mistakes that each team makes. This is a big one here, and one that could cost the Whalers another 6 points.
It could cost them another 6 points. We're in the red zone once again, and, the field gets smaller as you're down there within that 10-yard line, 15-yard line area. It just gets a little bit tougher to score, John. We've seen it at every level, NFL level, college level, high school level. It gets a little bit more difficult to score down here.
As a New England fan, definitely understands difficulty scoring. A handoff here to Goodine. He goes to the far side this time, spinning out of a tackle. Goodine making up for almost all of those yards lost on his penalty, up to the 5.
We got a young fella down. Look like he's slow getting up. Look like he's doing all right. He's hopping along. Who we got? Number 8. Peyton Mason. Look like he's...
I thought that was actually 9. Declan Byrne, the quarterback.
Is it Declan Byrne? I'm getting a little old, John. It's hard for me to...
You could see that as he spikes the helmet off the field, and it's senior night, so obviously a little extra something to play for. But in high school football, you obviously have a lot of two-way players or even players that play both sides of the ball and special teams.
Absolutely, John. You got to have your best players on the field, and sometimes that happens, and that's the nature of the beast.
Whalers are keeping it on the ground, but the Trojans come up with a stop on first down as they went to Goodine, I believe, on that carry.
Once again, you see they're in this red zone, and it's hard to punch it in there in the red zone. No matter what level of football we're playing, It's hard to punch it in there once you get in that red zone because your plays are very limited.
We talked earlier on that 3rd and goal from the 2 when it got put back. We said that that might have been a little bit of an assistance for the Whalers. It kind of gives you some more plays to work with, but we continue to see both teams staying with the ground game, and they're having difficulties on both sides, but it also speaks to the defense for both the Whalers and the Trojans.
Absolutely, absolutely. That bend but don't break.
High snap for Waters, touchdown, Whalers. Desmond Brunskill, 8-yard reception, and flags to boot.
That flag may have came in after the play, but John, like you just said, they tend to keep it on the ground, but they switched it up, like you said, and they gave a quick slant. Touchdown, New Bedford Whalers. I think you might have been in the huddle with the New Bedford Whalers coach, John. You gave him an idea.
It's the power of the play-by-play guy.
Nice play. I was wondering that earlier, man. As I was looking at the game when they had it out in the middle of the field, when they spread that slot out, when they spread the flanker out, there's nobody in the inside to run that quick slant. The slot, they have one receiver on one side. You have 30 yards from the next player rather than the cornerback. Run a quick slant. You never know when you might catch a quick slant and pop that thing for 50 yards. Try these things. Open up the field a little bit. And that's exactly what they did in the red zone. Spread them out, get a quick slant underneath. Touchdown, New Bedford.
So now Brunskill going to look to get all 7 points here on this opening score for the Whalers in the 3rd quarter. The snap, the hold are good, and the PAT is good as well. Whalers up 7-0 in the 3rd quarter.
Yes, sir, Bob. I mean, and I'm looking at that, I'm looking at that field goal kick. He's a pretty good kicker, too. His hands are good and his feet are good. Why didn't you kick for the 3-point earlier? You got a great kicker. New Bedford takes the lead, 7-0.
And it's been such a one-sided rivalry between the Whalers and the Trojans. The Trojans won a ridiculous amount of games in a row. I believe it was somewhere between 10 and 13 games going back to the Dan Buron years. So the Whalers obviously have a lot of pent-up aggression when you talk about a game against the Trojans. We mentioned the aspect of senior night, but for Mark DeBrito to come here to BR, a place where he's had his difficulties.
Absolutely.
And to play a tough game against the Whalers, now have the lead. I'd imagine that gives him a bit of an emotional boost as well.
You're absolutely right, man. And I'm gonna take it from what we've been hearing this year from Dion. This is personal. This is personal. This is very personal for New Bedford. They're trying to change the dynamics and the thought process of our players in New Bedford. When we come to Bridgewater, we're coming to take a victory home with us. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So the kickoff getting pushed back because of the flag that you saw at the end after the Brunskill 8-yard reception.
And this may help. Definitely will help Bridgewater because they'll get the ball at the 50-yard line, 40-yard line. And it'll be great field position for them, being that it was a short kickoff. They probably would have wished they would have got a better return off of that kick. But they're starting the drive off at the 45-yard line on New Bedford's side of the field.
Always good to start out in plus territory. It was the quarterback for the Trojans here in the second half, Caleb Tripp. As a starting quarterback, Declan Byrne continues to get looked at on the near side. So it looks like this may be Caleb Tripp's night here at the regional. A handoff to the near side. A quick pickup there for Natsis.
Big run by number 33, Aiden Natsis.
Natsis said, yeah, Tripp, you're in the game, but I tell you what, big-time players make big-time plays in big games, and it's my time. He said he's ready to rumble and stumble to the end zone. He's ready to move the ball, baby.
A 6-yard pickup. As the Trojans looking to pick up some momentum. Owen King is taking snaps on the near side for the Trojans as Tripp takes this and looking for some daylight, making something out of nothing. About a 3-yard pickup. Great awareness there by the acting quarterback Tripp, who again is listed here as a fullback and a linebacker. And one of the Trojans slow to get up. That's number 13, Jace Pinardi. He tried running off, but went back down on both knees.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you think you can get up and you feel a little shock in your leg or knee or wherever it may be. And when you put a little pressure on it, that ball, your body don't want to move and take you where you want to go. He looked like he's up and walking right now. He had to recalibrate and get himself together. Looked like he's doing all right. Come off and get a little break. I don't know if it's his shoulder or it's his leg. I can't tell you. But looked like he's okay.
And another positive here, it just gave Lou Pacheco a bonus timeout because he just got another play in to Tripp, and now you can kind of maybe get that extra timeout that you had to burn in the first 20 seconds.
Absolutely. He got a time to go out there and say a little something to his team, and hopefully, you know, it helped him out. Gave him an opportunity to talk to his guys.
Christian Cuddy on the far side, a man in motion. They stay with Natsis. There's a hold. And this is coming back. And that's basically been the microcosm of the night for the BR offense. They get a first down, but then there's a yellow flag that flies in right after, and they get set back another few yards.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, man, they have to cut out the penalties. It's really hurting them. I'm assuming they probably at least got 100-something yards of penalties. Have to be at least 100. And that goes for both sides.
You think about the pass interference that essentially led to that Brunskill 8-yard reception.
Yeah.
And now you're going all the way back to your own side of the field after facing a 3rd and 1.
That hurt. That hurt, John. And when you got your offense going a little bit, got a little momentum going, little momentum swing, and then you get a flag that takes you back 10. You get a flag that takes you back 5. That take a little gas out of your system. That take a little gas out of your engine. You know what I mean? And now they got to do it again. So, we'll see what happens.
Tripp under center here on 3rd down.
Reverse.
End around. Here's Benso reversing the near side. Gets taken down hard. Jose Ayala did not want to let Benso to the New Bedford side of the field.
No, he did not. And that's the key about trick plays. You got to make one person miss. You got to make one person miss. Cornerback stayed at home. He didn't get caught up in the middle of the field. Played his job, did his job, do your job, and made the good play here on the sideline.
So I misspoke. It wasn't Ayala. It was actually number 4, Jerry Bongsona, with the stop of the game, I think it's safe to say.
Oh, man. He did save that. And that's what you have to do. You have to play your position. Don't play anybody else's position. Play your position. Stay at home, make the great play.
Desmond Brunskill calling for the fair catch just over the 15-yard line as the Whalers look to add on to their 7-0 advantage with 38 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
We still got a good game, John. We still got a good game. Nice field position transition. They got the ball on the 12-yard line, maybe 15-yard line. Good field position, transition, great punt. Pinned the ears back, pinned them back on their end of the field. Now it's time to play the defense, John.
We've seen the defense step up a couple times here tonight. Can they do it one more time is the question. Here's a handoff. Looks like that handoff was actually bobbled a little bit as it went to Nunes. But he makes it, or I should say actually a 1-yard loss, so bring up 2nd and 11 potentially to open the 4th quarter.
Absolutely. It looked like he lost 1 yard on that, John. For me, New Bedford Whalers, go to the air. They got some good receivers. They got a quarterback who can put the ball out there. Open the offense up a little bit, and they know they can run the ball. They got some good runners. Keep the defense on their heels. You got to switch it up a little bit. I don't understand why you wouldn't do that when you got great receivers. You got a mismatch on the corners. One cornerback at 5'10". Did you say 5'10", 5'11", maybe?
Yeah, I think you're talking about Bento, number 1.
Absolutely. And you got a receiver that's 6'5". Now that's no question. Right? I'm going to this guy.
Now, let me ask you this. Does it maybe speak to the development issues here of a quarterback that's in his sophomore year like a Sean King? Because their quarterback typically is Colin Rodriguez. He's a senior, so obviously he has a little more familiarity here, but we don't know what the situation is at quarterback for New Bedford.
Absolutely, but hey, listen, we got to put all our opportunities. We got to put everything. We got to lay it on the line, John. We got to put everything out on the field, and we got to put that ball in the air and see if we can get some points on the board. This is still a close game. They're pinned down on their end of the field. This is still a close game. Put the ball out there, transition this field, and try to get some more points on the board. That's what I'm doing.
I don't know if this is the start of the 4th quarter or the start of the bottom of the 8th inning at Fenway, but we got Neil Diamond blasting here at the Regional. It's a good one here on senior night.
Absolutely. Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. My deep melodious voice.
Is that how you belt it out when you go to the Red Sox games during the summer?
And you know that's how I do it, brother. You know that's how I do it, man. Oh, man. I love it.
John Luck, Antron Peebles here with you at the Regional, getting set to start the 4th quarter with the Whalers up 7-0 and driving here inside their own 15. Handoff to Goodine, trying to spin away. He breaks away from the defenders, tiptoeing his way to the far side. I think he may be just shy of the first down. A flag comes out.
Another flag on the play, John. Oh, my goodness. My. I tell you what, though, he was tiptoeing and tip dancing, whatever you want to call it. He got some tap shoes on up there. He was running that ball, man. But once again, like you said, that laundry came out at the end of the play. Man.
So a horse collar tackle on the Trojans.
Okay.
And we'll probably see it here on the far sideline to get Goodine down just shy of the first down marker, but that's a moot point. Looks like that's 24, Wetson Alexander.
BR Trojans, they're hurting themselves every time on big plays. They're hurting themselves. Tacked on the extra 15 yards to that play, John.
So instead of being pinned inside their own 15, they move the ball up to the 41, and you can tack on a few more there, potentially. Looks like they're going to get the Trojans. That is the case, and you can see number 52, Tavares, say that the Whalers might have actually been the ones to move first, but they always get the second guy.
Yeah, they always get the second guy. The first guy never gets caught. The second guy always the one that gets caught, right?
Hard count there by Waters. He knew what he was doing.
Absolutely, he did. You know, New Bedford, they got the 7-0 lead, and they're trying to be smart now. They're doing, going on 2, trying to figure out ways to keep the ball in their hands, John.
And to add on to the troubles, it looks like Declan Burns is on crutches here. On 1st and 5, going deep, and a night of flag troubles continues for the team in red.
As I said, John, hey, we have to air it out. Let's air it out. Let's air it out. Why? Because we got a receiver that they can't check, and he's got the extensive amount of height over the guy. Let's put the ball in the air.
There's a hold on the offense, so that's going to be an
Wow. And as I see, we got a holding on New Bedford also as well. So, offsetting penalties, John. Shoot yourself in the foot, why don't you? Here you go. Wow.
It's almost like that meme I think I see on social media from the Saints preseason game, just 72 flags all over the football field.
Absolutely. Wow. Hey, but you know what, John? I'll go back to it. Why? Because I don't think anybody can check number 2 on the field. And it may be some more other receivers on the field. They let the ball go. See what happens. You know, I know they got the lead. But, you know, if you want to keep it honest, try it. We got man-to-man out here on the corners. Cover 3, look like.
Brunskill on the far side. Number 6, Tomato on the near side. They're going to stay on the ground here for 1st and 5. And they'll get the first down, as that is Goodine getting into BR territory. At this point, is it safe to assume that someone like a Brunskill that's 6'5", 185, providing such a deep threat, can he almost be treated as that decoy for the Whalers, knowing that BR is going to bite and get that pass interference call?
Absolutely, absolutely, man. You know, he's 6'5". He's got a lot of height. Is he 6'5"? He looks it. He looks definitely 6'5". So have him go up and get it, or either get the pass interference. What do you got to lose?
New set it down. This is a QB keeper here for, I should say, Gonzalez in the Wildcat, getting the first down. Another Trojan is injured, but for the game at this moment, it's another first down, and it's Vincent Tavares down holding, I believe, his leg, as he got rolled up there by Abassi.
Yeah, it looked like he might have tweaked that ankle or.
I mean, I'm looking at the Trojan sideline right now, and there's a lot of crutches, which just speaks to the toll that not just this game, but this season as a whole has had on the squad.
Yeah, it does happen. You know, like as you get further into the season, you get a lot more injuries. You know, and you know, some kids not healthy and they get hurt, tweak their ankles, and you see a lot of those. You know, those crutches come out, and different kids in cast, and that determines if you make it to the show. The teams that have the healthy kids, you know, at every level.
Also a couple players in arm slings as well for the BR Trojans. The Whalers have had their injury issues here tonight, as Gonzalez will get spun up, and it took half the Trojans defense, but taken down for a sizable loss, a loss of about 4. Mentioned the injury issues for the Whalers tonight. For a time, Nunes was out. Also, Jaron Goodine, number 30, was out, but Gonzalez has done the job, and spinning out of his uniform, literally.
Yes, sir. He came out of his shirt and shoulder pads and everything else over there on the sideline, man.
I don't think I've actually seen a high school jersey get ripped off in an attempt to tackle, as Gonzalez gets taken off to simply change his uniform.
Absolutely. Wow. Number 13 in at quarterback now. I haven't seen him out there.
Goodine with the carry.
First to the ball, number 60, Declan Fahey.
You know, I can say something about New Bedford. They have some talented running backs. I've seen some real good running backs on this side. You know, as we saw on BR side, the quarterback, he's a great player. Got some good athletes out here. I'm sitting here getting tongue-tied, John. Their records don't show how good they are. They got some good players on these teams. Like you said, the seniors, it's 24 seniors on BR's team. They got some athletes on BR's team, and definitely New Bedford has some athletes on their team also. I can remember, I know we was talking about the Dan Buron days. Me, I'm from Tennessee. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, a little town outside of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I mean, Nashville. I can remember the Buron days, and also I can remember the New Bedford days, because when I was in high school, I looked at the national rankings of high school. We were ranked number 5 in the country at Riverdale High School in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and it was a little team that was ranked like number 22, and it was New Bedford, Massachusetts. I've been here for 20 years now, and I remember seeing New Bedford, Massachusetts was good back in 1995. I don't want to age myself, so I threw all kinds of numbers out there so you couldn't add it up.
There you go.
So,
well, 1995, I was 6.
You was a baby. You were a baby. but I was 17, I think, in 1995, and New Bedford was ranked number 20-something in the nation. So, hey, the Whalers.
And it's nice to see, any type of football, high school, college, NFL.
Absolutely.
It's good to see teams get kind of brought back to the forefront. The Detroit Lions in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Seeing these new teams have some newfound success.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's always good to see those teams.
Nunes breaking away, makes the cut. First down just inside the red zone. Turning on the afterburners, Zachary Nunes.
Hey, man, those running backs are shifty from New Bedford, man. They got a three-headed monster over there. That was a nice run by Nunes right there. Right up the middle, that soft spot I was talking about the whole game. That soft spot, man, right up the middle, draws. Get that defense by the offense, shoot right by him, trap him up with a draw right up the middle, man. Great run.
Looked like Brian Montero Jr. actually provided a bit of a pick there for Nunes to go to the far side, pick up a few extra yards. From the 20, Goodine pulled down by Abbasi.
Yep.
And at this stage, those stops are a little more important, but Abbasi was tearing it up in the first quarter defensively.
Absolutely, he was. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that was the young man that went down a little bit ago, didn't he? That was hurt. Number 52. He got hurt a little bit earlier, and now he's back.
Wrapped up and taken down by number 60, Declan Fahey. Second down.
So I think Tavares might actually still be out.
Is he still out?
But nonetheless, a loss of 2 on that carry and a timeout called by Mark DeBrito. As he's going to examine the options here on a 2nd and 12. And in this type of game, you honestly don't know if this is the last time you're going to possess the ball offensively. We saw in the first quarter, each team had the ball once, and the drives were about 6 minutes.
6 minutes, you're exactly right. 6 minutes is what the first drive of the game was. I think New Bedford, right? And then the bend but don't break defense by the Bridgewater Trojans. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But as I was talking about that old 1995 team, I know I hear a young man's name, Montero Jr. I think his father may have been on that 1995 team. I know a Montero from New Bedford. He might have been a receiver. It may be his son. I don't know. I don't want to put anything out there, but it sounds good, right?
He could be watching tonight and
absolutely
screaming at the TV, yes, that's me. 6:34 to go. To the far side, this is Gonzalez. He's wearing number 10. He's actually number 23, but he lost his right sleeve in action, so he now is wearing the uniform of number 10, Jules Johnson.
Oh my, that kind of threw me off. I was like, they got another a 4-man endorsement. So this number 10, he switched his jerseys up. Okay.
So,
absolutely.
So you've seen Gonzalez. You see his helmet there with number 23. He's now number 10. Such a good player. He now has 2 numbers. But we've seen him in the Wildcat formation. He just got the play call from Mark DeBrito. So this is a huge third down here at this juncture. 6:26 to go in the fourth. A 3rd and 3. Handoff to Goodine. They're going to spot him just shy of the first down.
Looked like he got tripped up by one of his own linemen, or tripped up and didn't get to the first down mark. Yep, tripped up over one of his linemen and didn't get the first down. What would you do at this time, John? What would you? Will you bring out your kicker, let him get some action, number 2, and put it through the power line? Or would you go for this and go for this first down?
I think you have to go for this. The way that New Bedford has done such a great job of running the ball tonight, it looks like they're going to continue to have Gonzalez in at the quarterback position, so that gives you a de facto running back to start off with. Also, Goodine in the backfield. A timeout called by New Bedford. They realize the amount of intensity in this moment here. A 4th and 3, 5:32 to go. You potentially play on here and get a first down, or you get the BR Trojans 5:32 to go in a Trojans offense that seems to have a little bit of life, an opportunity with the ball on offense.
You know, John, I don't know what I would do, man. I'm sitting here looking at this, and, you know, it's been a lot of penalties. There's been a lot of things that haven't gone both teams' ways. And, you know, I would try to kick a field goal just to be safe, to get an extra 3-pointer. The kicker looked like he's a pretty good kicker. I would be nervous to go for this 3. Yeah, I think it's a 50-50.
So Desmond Brunskill was actually doing the PAT on that touchdown that he got the 8-yard reception. That's the only score here tonight.
Yes, sir.
But he made that with about 20 yards to spare,
Yeah.
so that certainly is an option.
Right. I need those extra points because I don't know what's going to happen. This is very unpredictable right now. It's very unpredictable. I know this is 80, 90 something yards to go. I would try for the field goal because I'm not convinced.
And Lou Pacheco realizes what this moment is as well, realizing his players weren't in the right spot.
I am convinced if they come out in the trips that they're going to run a draw, backside, or a trap up the middle. I'm convinced that's what's going to happen. But they're trying to spread the field and get as many players as they can out of the box so they can run up backside. That's what they're going to do.
We've seen a lot of teams in all ranks of football try the Philadelphia move on a 4th and short, go ahead with a push through the middle.
Absolutely.
And try and have a battle there in the trenches.
Right.
As you see the BR band playing here on senior night, what a game here, and a night where both teams having difficulties getting any real momentum.
Absolutely. And in the red zone, it's hard to get that momentum. In the red zone, it's going to be difficult. So I'm going to tell you right now, if they don't do that trips, they're going to load that box up. They got the trips. They're trying to spread people out.
Waters in the shotgun, has Nunes on his right. Waters, end zone, knocked away, and a flag out.
Oh, my goodness.
They're going to get Wetson Alexander in the corner of the end zone on 4th and 2.
My.
That looked pretty close as he went back to look for the ball.
My. You have to turn around, young fella. You have to turn around. Look back. I don't care what you do. Look at something behind you. You can't just keep running. When he jumps in the air, you have to look back and get your hand at least up through his hands.
Red Nation showing their displeasure. Lou Pacheco showing his displeasure. Everyone's yelling at the referees here. But the end result, a 1st and goal with 5:26 to go in the 4th quarter.
Hey, the play's over with now. Now you have to go back to that bend but don't break defense that you've been playing all night. But they've discovered something on that offensive side of New Bedford.
Gonzalez, there's a flag. It's gonna not be called a touchdown. The official's waving it off. Could see the official in the middle of the screen wave it off.
Absolutely. But like I said, John, New Bedford has found out something about their receiving core. They can't check number 2. Go back to him. Why not? Why not, John?
Do you maybe think about going back to him now that you've given yourself a little bit of space and you force the secondary to maybe play a little more truthfully compared to trying to steal a cut here and there?
Absolutely. They should have went back to him on the first down. Go back to him. They can't check him. He's on an island. Either it's going to be a pass interference or he's going to catch the ball. They're going to throw it again. Just hope they don't play cover 2.
Brunskill on the far side of the screen. Gonzalez on the keeper. Gets wrapped up and bent back.
Oh, they're trying to send him to the sideline, young fella, once again. We don't want him to throw the ball. We hope everything's okay, but that's...
That was an awkward landing there for Gonzalez.
Yeah, it was. That didn't look good. Maybe hyperextended his back, or was that the quarterback?
So that was the acting quarterback. We've seen Gonzalez in the Wildcat formation.
Absolutely.
And in a game like this where Gonzalez has played such a crucial role in the Whalers' success, he had a huge pickup. I believe it was a 20 or 25-yard gain where he just went straight through the middle and got the Whalers to inside red zone territory.
Yeah.
It's good to see that he is sitting up, so may have just had the wind knocked out of him. You certainly hope that's the case, but he is limping a little bit to the sideline.
Right. Looked like he may have gotten hyperextended a little bit back. BR's defense, they were coming, and they tried to give him a little extra bend up to get him out of there. But I'm glad he's okay. We don't want any of these kids to get seriously hurt, to affect their future or anything like that. So I'm glad he's up walking. Bridgewater's getting real aggressive here in this red zone once again, fella. But like I said, throw the ball up. Throw the ball up.
Sean Waters in the shotgun position, the sophomore quarterback, inside the final 5 minutes. A handoff to Nunes. He'll take it to the 15. That'll continue to eat the clock away. At this moment, BR only has one timeout left.
And the Whalers have none.
So this can take us to inside 4 minutes to go. And almost the same result with how we ended the first half. BR could be left with, hypothetically, 3.5 minutes to potentially go the length of the field.
Absolutely. But like I said, they playing that bend but don't break defense. When you're running the ball, they're going to pull everybody in the box. They're putting everybody, 8 men in the box. Free safety in the back, covering the two slot guys' corner. We're man-to-man on the end.
Goodine with the carry. Across the 15 to the 12-yard line. That'll kill off another about 30 seconds or so.
New Bedford's going to have to make a decision. Are we going to kick the ball, or are we going to go for this fourth down and goal again? I'm telling you, I would kick the ball.
You see him right there. Mark DeBrito talking to Waters, talking to Brunskill. You'd almost have to imagine, is he asking Brunskill if he's comfortable kicking at this point? I know some teams kind of have just that de facto kicker, the guy that can make the kick through the uprights at the end of practice, but he did make it with enough length to maybe go from 30 yards out, but nonetheless, Red Nation, the Trojan faithful getting loud, a timeout for the final time tonight. A delay a game on the Whalers. So certainly cuts down on the options that the Whalers had. They're going to go for it here on fourth down with 2:53 to go.
I'm telling you where they're going. They're going to number 2 in the corner down here. They are going to number 2 right here in the corner. I saw the coach. He's going to throw it.
Waters pushed down.
My Lord.
Amin Abbasi on senior night, saving his team.
Yes, sir, Bob. Here I am.
Amin Abbasi letting out the rage of the night.
First down!
Young fella, get that ball out of there. Strip that ball out of there. Get it back. Get it out of there and make something happen. Good play. Way to get around the end. Way to make that play, sack the quarterback. Big players make big plays in big ball games. That's what my coach used to tell me. Step up. Number 35. Nice play, son.
So now the question is, who's going to step up for the BR Trojans on offense? Again, their quarterback Declan Byrne injured on defense earlier tonight. A 7-0 game. QB keep through the middle to the 30.
As you see, Coach Pacheco speeding it up again. He came out speeding the offense up a little bit at the beginning. You know, and get some passes out there too, man. That's going to stop the clock. If you get a first down, it'll stop the clock. If incomplete, it'll stop the clock. They can throw passes.
2nd and 2. Amin Abbasi on the far side. This Trojans offense has been all about the ground game in this second half. Tripp keeps it again. Does he have enough for the first down? It looks like he does have enough by a yard or so. The clock will stop at 1:56. The chains will move for the BR offense.
Like I said, this is going to take a lot of time. If they don't have one to just break immediately here in the next few seconds, this is going to take a lot of time to get downfield. Now we got a flag on the play.
And that's going to push the Trojans back. False start.
There's no discipline. There's no discipline on this front line. They're jumping. They're holding on both sides. It's been no discipline on both sides of the ball from both teams. Do something different. You know, now we push back 5 more yards, and it's taking a lot of gas out of the tank. I'm telling you to do this.
I do believe Owen King had a passing touchdown last week against Durfee, actually to the quarterback, Declan Byrne, but here in the second half, it's been all number 6, Caleb Tripp. The pitch, awkward recovery there to the far side. Not enough to make a difference here. Going to pick up a couple of yards. He tried to stop the clock, but the clock will continue to wind down to 1:10 to go.
You know, like you said, it was an awkward pitch. The pitch was 10 yards back, John. We got to shorten that pitch back. You know why? Because they haven't been doing it. They need to do that a little bit more to get comfortable with that, right?
Down to 50 seconds. Trojans down by 7. Again, the QB keep across the 30, a short pickup, but with 40 seconds to go in the fourth. That's not going to help the Trojans' cost. A timeout called by Lou Pacheco with 37 seconds left.
You know, you got to get the ball upfield. It's got to be a toss and pitch, a snap and pitch, snap and throw, quick throws, get out of bounds. You know, when you run the ball, it's going to keep the clock going, or you're going to have to eventually use that timeout. And that's what's happening right now with the Trojans. They had to use the timeout because the clock's moving and we're running the ball. We got to get sideline plays, outs, quick hots, get out of bounds to get aggressive and get 5 yards a pop, and exclude those flags and those penalties. That's hurting us right now. That's hurting the Trojans right now.
Has definitely been a choppy game on both sides. A lot of penalties, a lot of miscues, but a lot of learning experiences here for the future. As Caleb Tripp heads back out with his Trojans offense, down 7 and 37 seconds to go. And they have to go 68 yards.
And I guarantee you what's going to happen now. What's going to happen, John? The ball's going to be thrown, or if he runs, there's going to be a lot of people just frustrated out here.
So Owen King, the player who I said had the passing touchdown last week, just got wrapped up and taken down, sacked with 30 seconds left to go.
You got to step up in the pocket, young fella. You can't drop back and then not slide forward. You got to step up and throw the ball, young fella.
It's a 4th and 11. It's a moot point, though, down to 15 seconds left. King
throw it.
Launches deep. That is going to be knocked away. And the Whalers, a huge victory here at the Regional on the Trojans senior night.
You know, John, I wish he would have started throwing the ball a little bit earlier. Anything can happen. You know, you put the ball in there, do things to get the ball downfield. I knew the only thing that he had to do at this point was throw the ball. That's the only way we're going to have an opportunity. But it should have started that a little bit earlier. Got to throw the ball, got to get the ball out there, give ourselves an opportunity to get the ball downfield. Threw the ball on the last play, 4th down, then the ball's turned over. It looked like New Bedford's got the victory coming out of here. look like New Bedford's got the victory coming out of here. You know, and like I said, they should have started throwing the ball a little bit earlier and thinking about, you know, getting the ball downfield. Good game. Good game.
The coaching staff for the Whalers, huge smiles on their faces as they're leaving this press box.
Yes, sir. They look like they got out of here with one. It was a good game by two good teams. I think these are two pretty good teams. Look like they have cut the new Bridgewater's opportunities of making it to the playoffs off right now, you know, unless they get some help from somebody, right? Or can they get some help, John?
So the BR Trojans would have to win out against Dartmouth and Shrewsbury. Both of those games are on the road.
Okay.
But right now, there's still a lot to go through over the next couple of weeks. So
Right.
we'll have a lot to learn about this football team while we do that. But as you said, the BR Trojans fall to 1-5. The New Bedford Whalers improved to 2-4, 3-4 rather. Getting late here at the regional, but nonetheless, it's the Whalers coming away with the 7-0 win. They are home against the Brockton Boxers next week as they are pushed for the playoffs. Kicks into high gear, and for the Trojans, a lot of questions about flags and penalties. Really, that was the backbone here of this game.
Absolutely, man. Flags, penalties, inconsistency of you know, making plays and just doing what they need to do to get the victory here in BR tonight. They're going to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate some of these mistakes and some of these things and these penalties that they can get better on. They still got football left to play. The only thing they need to do is you know, correct some of those mistakes and come out and play hard next week. This game is over. Got to look for next week, and hopefully some things can happen and get them back into the race. Never know.
Just to correct myself, New Bedford actually improves to 2-4. Now they actually have the record in front of me. Good to see.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So we thank you for watching us tonight here at the Regional. For Antron Peebles, I'm John Luck. Thanks for watching.